Hello everyone, I am here for something brand new. I am going to make a gratitude journal, and then hopefully I will spend some time in it between now and Thanksgiving to fill it up. Okay, so let me just tell you what supplies, if you want to follow along with me, if you want to make one, I want to tell you what supplies you're going to need. Okay, first of all, you need just one sheet of this, or well, any. This is just what I used. This is the Fabriano Artistico traditional white cold press, and it's 12 by 18. This particular brand of watercolor paper is my favorite. I love the fact that it's whiter than most, and it's just a good quality watercolor paper. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use just one. It's one sheet, and this is what my cover is going to be for this journal. I took an old book that I had. I took the covers and I cut them down, and I'm going to show you the sizes of everything. But that you'll need that, or either that, or you can use chipboard. Or if you don't have any one of those, you can use just a slightly larger piece of watercolor paper that you could, use as your covers. Okay, so those are the two things to make the journal. Now, to assist in this process, I am going to attach my covers to the book using Yes paste. It's very sticky and will hold things well. I'm going to attach the pages together with the 3-in-1 Beacon 3-in-1 glue. I am going to paint the covers, and I'm just using, you can use any inexpensive or whatever you have, any kind of black paint or a color of your choice. Mine is just going to be black. This shaper I'm going to use to spread the Yes paste, because it's very sticky and I don't want to put it in a brush. This brush is just well, I don't know, it's larger than an inch. Let me see what it is. Well, it looks like an inch and a quarter flat brush, but use anything that you want to use. We're just going to apply the black paint with that brush. Okay, and I'm going to use a couple of paper clips when I attach the covers to the book. I'm going to put clips on it to hold it together. All right, so that's what you're going to need if you're going to join me in making this. Okay, so I want to take this down. The watercolor paper is not cheap. It's it's pricey, but like I said, it's my favorite. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take that one sheet of watercolor paper. I'm just going to take this apart so you can see what I did. I cut the sheet into 3 strips, and the strips measure 4 inches. 4 and 4, because it's 12. Remember that. And then it's 18 this way, and actually when you fold it, you're going to end up with a 1/2 inch that you're just going to cut off. Okay, so you're going to cut your paper. You're going to score it. Now let me show you this. this describes, and I'm going to have this will be in the description. This is the watercolor paper. It is 140 pound if you use something different than what I've used. And you're going to cut that piece of watercolor paper into 3 equal strips, 4 by 18. Then you're going to score each strip at the following measurements: at 3.5, at 7, at 10.5, at 14, and then, well, you're not scoring there. You're just going to cut from that point, that ½ inch off. I shouldn't have said that, so let me see. I'll fix it before I put it in the description. So you're gonna, and this is gonna be cut at 17.5, which is going to cut off a ½ inch. All right, so you're gonna have a ½ inch strip that you're gonna cut off. And you're going to fold at the score lines: 3.5, 7, 10.5, 14, and then the half that's cut off. You're going to fold it at those 3 score lines, or 4 score lines. And then you're going to do the same thing for the other 2 strips. Okay. Then you're going to have 3 strips that you're going to connect by gluing one page of 2 strips together. Let me show you what I mean by that. All right, so you've got it folded like this, and you always want to look for the peak and valley. I hope you can see this. And so this is the top of a peak, so you want to attach these 2 pages like this. And so you still have your peaks and your valleys are the same way. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this. And like I said, I'm going to use this 3-in-1, the Beacon 3-in-1 glue. I've been using Fabriano, which I could use for this, but I have this glue and I might as well use it. All right, so I'm going to, oh no, wait a minute. I don't want to do that. I'm going to attach this to the back of it. So I want to put my glue on here. You want to remember the peaks and valleys. Now, as far, I have no plans thus far as to what I'm going to put in this journal. And, I'm open for suggestions. If there's something that you would like to see, let me know that. The 3-in-1 gives you a little time to move it around. And I'm going to put a paper clip here to kind of hold it. All right, so now I've got these 2 strips attached, and I want to do the same thing with this strip. So you're looking for peaks and valleys. So in order to do that, I need to attach it like this. So, if you have trouble, just keep, ask me a question you can ask me a question, but just keep watching the video over and over again until you kind of get it. But you're looking for peaks and valleys. You don't want to end up with 2 peaks in a row or 2 valleys in a row. All right, so I'm trying to get this lined up good. And I'm going to put a paper clip on it. just put one on the other end as well. Let me get a couple more. One on this side and one on this side. Okay, now we're done with this. And I wouldn't push it too close together because you don't want the glue to ooze out and glue everything together. All right, so now we have done. Let me put the top back on this because I'm done finished with this. All right, so you're gluing those 3 strips together, which we just did, and then you're going to cut these 2 covers. You're going to cut the 2 covers, and it's 3 5/8 this way, and 4 1/4 this way. You can do it from an old book cover. You can do it from a piece of chipboard. You can do it with watercolor paper. Or, any kind of thick sort of paper that you have. Okay, then I'm going to paint these covers, and I'm going to paint the front and part of the back enough so that when I put the page on there, it will, all you'll see is black, and also do the edges. Now I'm gonna just and then we're gonna attach the covers using the Yes paste. So I've got this black paint, and I'm gonna just start by using what's in the top. I've got this brush. Well, look what I just did. I said I was going to use what's in the top, but I had dipped it into paint, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so this book, this was an old shorthand book, and it had some embossed lettering on it. And if it shows, it's not going to really bother me, but we can always put something over it, or looking for something to hold on to that. I don't think this will work. I don't want to get the black paint on my hands. Not that it would be a big deal because it is acrylic and it'll wash off. And you may end up having to go back over it again. You may end up making two coatings of paint. Just make that decision when the time comes. All right, so I'm gonna put black paint on this other, which is actually my front. I believe that's the way it works out. Now I'm not going to be able to do much more than this. And what I'll do is, after this dries, I'm not going to, put you through watching me paint the rest of the edges and the inside cover. But unless you want me to, if you want me to do that, just drop a note in there and I'll make a little short video of that. And then once it's dry, we're going to, I said I didn't want to get it on my fingers, but then I used my fingers, so it doesn't matter. Once it dries, got all the, 2 coats on it, and got the front and the back and the insides and the edges painted. And then we'll assemble the book. So I believe that that's all I need to tell you for now. If you have questions, just let me know. These two large paper clips, and you can use any kind of clips that you've got, but these two will be what will hold the page to the cover to kind of keep it in place. So, thank you for joining me, and I hope that you will join me for this little journal that we're gonna, that I'm gonna make, and I hope you'll make it along with me. And then, like I said, if you have some suggestions of what you'd like to see, let me know. Thanks a lot.